Oh yeah. What up, party people? Jobs on Twitch on a Saturday. So excited. Every Saturday is like better than Christmas, right? Season 5 of The Expanse. I forget everything that happened. We'll figure it all out tonight, right here on the stream for the watch party. We'll be watching The Expanse for the next 3 weeks in a row, 3 Saturdays in a row. You can check out the exclamation point Discord for the schedule, as you know. But before we get into all of that, I'm going to play a little bit of Path of Exile. As you know, there's a little bit of a trickle-in period. It happens every week. No one shows up at 8 o'clock. People got things to do. Totally fine. That's cool. I got plenty of stuff to do in Path of Exile. It is actually the craziest league. I love it. It is really a lot of fun. What up, BPR? How you doing? Hope you had a good week. Hope Saturday is survivable. My voice is sounding rough? No. Really? I am very good today. Everything worked out just fine. The children were not crazy. It was actually a pretty relaxing Saturday. For once ever in my life. It's almost never happened before. But it was cool. We didn't really do crazy stuff today. It was just, went outside for a little bit, built some forts in the basement, and, Lego time and Play-Doh time, and, Disney Plus movies here and there, all that kind of thing. So, my ritual update, though, for the Path of Exile fam, and if you're not playing this league, that's totally cool. I respect it. It's one of those games where if you play every single league, you might actually, I don't know, you might go insane. But you can play it hard for a league and then take off league and then go back and forth, that kind of thing. But Heist, I did get pretty hype on Heist, but this league is even more fun. It's so much fun, and you can still do Heist if you like the Heist part. So it's not even that big of a deal. But level 90 Guardian, I got up there with the Domination Purity Guardian. First time I ever tried Guardian in Path of Exile. It was pretty successful, got all the way to tier 16. Couldn't quite beat Phoenix Guardian, but also couldn't do Cyrus 5, but I only put like 2x into it. I think there's a pretty high top end with a bunch of well-rolled cluster jewels and stuff like that. It was, it's played like a melee, really, but then you just bring out a bunch of sentinels and stuff like that. So it was cool. I enjoyed it. Here, I'm getting ambushed by children. Alright, you're getting muted.
Einhorn is a man!
You might have to do an 8:30 start time. It's saying 8:30 is so many more characters to type in social media and whatnot. So I like the even 8 o'clock, but it is a little rough because the kids are staying up later now. I could switch to 9 o'clock too, but during the week 9 o'clock really sucks because I'm not trying to stay up super late. So, yeah, my youngest does have really curly hair. You played some Mario Odyssey with your daughter today? That's cool, nice. Mario Odyssey is a pretty sweet game too, I love it. I like that game also. Played that on stream a little bit. Just the story mode, whatever. So I made an Elementalist, and I'm up to level 80 already. I haven't played that much, really. But this is my Golemancer build. So there's a ton of stuff about about Golems online. So I'm sure people can figure it out, but this is what I did. Basically just an Elementalist that is very starved for points and needs every jewel socket possible, basically. It's a very low life pool, so I don't know if I would, if this would be like a first time playing Path of Exile build for anyone, but I think it actually is really good. It works really nice. I think I like it more than the Spectres, even though last league, when I was looking at it, I was like, I don't want to do this. I'd rather do the Spectre build. But the Spectre build was probably a little bit cheaper than this build. But it wasn't too bad. I'll show you the gear that I got, which is pretty good. I mean, all this stuff's really like not too expensive. And I crafted most of it myself. Like these boots, I crafted myself with like an essence. I just threw on like a life essence on it and then crafted the movement speed. So it's not bad. It could be obviously a lot better. I could get tailwind boots like at the top end or something. This belt was just some random thing that I had on the last character too. I did get this blind on hit, but it was only like 5C or something. And these I found, I think. Cold points are 10C or less each. Profane Proxy drops pretty often as well. So I'm just doing this because vulnerability is really good with minions that do physical damage. And you get 6 levels from your cold point, and then also 3 levels from putting it inside of a profane. So this becomes a very high level vulnerability, and everybody gets cursed with this as long as you're running skitterbots. So the skitterbots basically run around, and it's basically like minion blasphemy at that point, just putting a vulnerability on everybody. So it automatically, I was trying to fit a curse into the other build, and I could have with like corruptions and stuff like that, but this is a way easier setup this way. And I guess I could have ran skitterbots with the other one, but I needed a lot of mana reduction to run the Herald of Purity with like a lot of links in it. It was just hard to get it really high up. So, and then this is the same helmet that I was wearing with the Purity dudes, which is not the best. It would be nice if it had +3 gems, and I might try to upgrade to that eventually. Yeah, and I got my Anoint for a Ravenous Horde, which is a pretty good one. It's basically just all minion stuff, and they get Onslaught, so that's not bad. So yeah, it was pretty easy to level too. I just did like skeletons and zombies and stuff. Not the fastest leveling, obviously. It would probably be faster to do Trapper or do you know, like a spell build and then transition to this when you get to like level 40 or whatever it is. 41 I think is when you can put the clay things on. So I use these clay shapers, which give you +1 golems. So right at like level 41 you can put 2 of these on and get, you know, plus you have the one in the tree, so you'll have you know, you'll have like 3, you'll have +3 golems to start, so 4 golems, pretty good. And then you can get a 5th golem by doing your 38 ascendancy. The first ascendancy gives you another one, so, and then you get even another one after that. I was up to like 7 during leveling, or 8. I was up to 6 carrying golems and 2 of the other golems, and I'll explain those later. But there's like 6, 7, 8. I had 8 golems total. But this is still better because this pumps the levels of them so much higher. The damage, you'll basically have more damage with 4 carrying golems than you will with 6 by doing it this way. So, you know, you have less golems, but they'll do more damage. They'll be way tankier. So, which is really the reason to do it as well, because you need them to have a whole bunch of extra life. So having all these extra levels for the carrying golem is very important. So, because these +3 really only works on carrying golem. It's the only physical spell. It's only a physical spell skill gem. So, like, none of the other ones in the 6 link are physical spells. So it's really just pumping the golems. And then I'm running Dread Banner, Pride, which are also physical spells. So that works nicely. And then Vulnerability is a physical spell as well. So you get some. I just added the Animate Guardian too. I don't have the crazy gear on it, but I did the setup from last time with the Dying Sun and Victario's Flight, so I get a little extra movement speed. For the Spectres, I was like really zooming, so this wasn't as good because I wasn't close to my minions that often. But this one, I'm actually putting Convocation right on my right click to, you know, have them basically be around me all the time. which is pretty good because they're like they're more close range minions, so you kind of want to like move with them. But it works really well. The Chaos Golem gives you physical reduction, and you can pump his levels too, putting in the hat and stuff like that. So he doesn't get any levels from the thing. I get Stone Golem levels though from these. And Stone Golem is pretty good single target, so having him do an extra bunch of damage. I had a Maim up here, but I decided to do Animate Guardian with gear instead of the Maim. But I could get another jewel here and put the Molten Shell in here, and then get the Maim back for these guys, because applying Maim will give 14% more physical reduction on everybody that they hit. So it's pretty good. And then I have minion life on the Spectres and the Skeletons, and I'm still just doing the same like Carnage ones or whatever to get the Frenzy charges, but it might not work. I don't know. They have been surviving in like tier 11 is what I'm up to right now in this build. So I think it'll be okay, but if they start dying a bunch, I might switch them out for something else. But I have zombies ready to go too, and I'm still using the Val Skeletons. The Val Skeletons is crazy. Plus, Carrying Golems give you additional physical damage for non-Golem minions. So all of the skeletons that pop out, like as long as you have more than like 10 total minions, so I have like so it's like 1, 2, 3, and then I can put out 7 skeletons here, so that'll give me 10. That's basically the max amount that the Carrying Golem will give. And then if you pull out the Val Summon Skeletons, it's like 36 or something like that. 36 Summon Skeletons, so that like boosts everybody's thing. Plus, I think the Elementalist also has like recently summoned effects and stuff like that. So this gives you the extra 2, and then this one's pretty crazy too. You get the Elemental Aegis, which is basically like Molten Shell but for element stuff, and it stays on all the time. So that's pretty good. You cannot take reflected elemental damage, which is nice, but we're not actually doing that. And then we're stacking 1 million of these gems. So the Enigma one is probably the most expensive, and the Might. So these two each. This one's like a little over 2 exalts, and this one's a little under 2 exalts. So that's why this build's maybe a little expensive, because you need to do like 4 exalts to start, really. And that doesn't include any of the other gems or the jewels. And you need to buy a whole bunch of these eminences and harmonies. And this gives you like makes the golems attack faster, and also makes them attack faster. They cool down quicker and they attack faster. So it's very helpful. It's a DPS increase for sure. I'm trying to add a little bit of extra life on this side over here, and then I just rolled these jewels myself. Basically, I might have bought them and re-rolled them, or bought them with just renewal on them and like tried to add a thing, So, because renewal is really the only thing you need for sure, because it gives you a bunch of regen and the double damage minions. So that gives you a huge DPS increase just for having those, and defensive. And then these are all stacking a bunch of minion life as well onto here. So hopefully this is enough life. If I need more life, there's a couple of extra slots that I might not have taken, like this one is life, and this one I think is life. I have a little bit extra life, and I can get life in the tree still. There's a bunch of minion nodes I didn't even take. That's how crazy this build is you just basically go all out on the cluster jewels, and you don't even need to get all of the minion stuff in the tree, and already you have insane DPS. It's this is like my actual account is, and this is not even that good, but it's like 700k per minion Cyrus damage, times 4. So this is about how much I was doing with the dominating blow total. So this is 4 times the damage at least. So Val Skeletons is really nice. I found this chest 6 linked with 2000 armor on it, and it's an astral plate. It's a level item level 100. It has a Redeemer influence, which I could look into trying to block off a Redeemer influence or something like that, but probably what would be better is to maybe slam it with wipe it and then slam it with Crusader and make it into Explode Chest. Would be a thing to do. Maybe. I've been looking at some of the Harvest Crafting. I haven't really, I didn't play that league, so I don't really know what to do for Harvest Craft. but my idea is to get it. This is perfect. It's a blank. I could buy a brass dome maybe eventually. I could do a brass dome eventually, but this was only 2 exalts. The guy was selling it for 2 exalts, and it has 107 life on it right now already. So I figured I'd just use it as is right now for this build. But this is so universal. If I want to do a headhunter bow build later in the league or something like that, like Deadeye, this will be easy. This will be easy to just use this armor, because I can make it any 6th link I want. That's all white sockets. So, what a great find for 2 exalts, right? So incredible. But I've maybe made like 15 exalts this league so far, something like that. I've sold a bunch of stuff. I bought a bunch of stuff. Not too many sales for exalts, but just a lot of dropping exalts. I got a bunch of exalts and like rituals and things. So it's been a pretty good. I'd say heist is maybe still better for overall currency. But as I get my Atlas going, I think I might be ramping up even more. I just haven't gotten to the point where I can like farm the Guardians basically.
Look out for yourself, mate.
I need to get to the point where I can farm the Guardians, and then you really can make some dough. So I have to do this contract because
ready for duty.
It's a quest item, so it stays forever. It's very annoying. Nice. You got a Pro controller too? That's cool. Pro controllers are the best controllers for Nintendo Switch. So I could put a Future Man go live at 8 with a 20-minute stream starting countdown. Yeah, right. I'd rather just play the game.
Peaceful out here.
Or play
Savor it.
a backup game while we're waiting, you know. Yeah, so the rest of my stuff is I have Desecrate Flesh Offering on the cast when damage taken, which is super lazy. It doesn't activate all the time, but it's a low level cast when damage taken. So I figured it's on when I need it. And then I showed this already. This is Feeding Frenzy on these guys. I got Convocation, Flame Dash, Culling Strike, but that Culling Strike could also be a second wind if you want to go a little bit faster. But I have almost all of my, I have 95% of my mana reserved. I could get a little mana reduction in the tree, but I'm only level 80 right now, so I don't have the flexibility to kind of do that right now. So I just reserved pretty much all my mana. It's a Golem build, so they do the attacking anyway. All I need to do is cast Flame Dash or Convocation, and occasionally other things that don't even cost mana. So it's totally fine to just have it like this. But I could get minus the cost of skills and stuff like that. If I have to resummon Golems, I do need to take my mana reserves and stuff like that. But they resummon by themselves if they die in battle. So there's really no there's no reason to have to worry about that. So it's pretty convenient now. It's not bad at all. And then I got the Raise Spectre, Summon Skeletons, Animate Guardian with Minion Life, because I'm afraid these guys are going to die. Not so much the Skeletons, I could put Skeletons somewhere else, but I didn't really have other place to put them. These are not going to get buffed by anything. And it's just a Val, it's like a Val buffer anyway. And then these are my auras over here. I squeezed in the Generosity because the auras don't really benefit me, it's only for the minions. So, I don't know how he got it to be 6 white sockets. I assume he's doing a lot of betrayal. Because that's how you get it, right? That's how you get the white sockets.
Gods.
So you only get 1 to 3 white sockets per run. So he'd have to run to get it. You'd have to run it. I don't know. On average, you get what, 2 sockets each time. I don't know if it's weighted evenly.
Guarantee.
If you got 3 sockets 2 times. Then you could make it 6, right? Maybe there's a Harvest Craft that does it too. I don't know about Harvest so much though. This is double unique. Bell Cyclone, nice.
Guarantee.
So
I pretty much Convocation the minions to where I am to do to kind of command them to slam.
No more hostiles.
Command them to slam. Because they pretty much, as soon as I hit Convocation, they slam pretty much right on it. So you can kind of get into a little bit of a rhythm.
Gods
if you want them to hit right, right where you are at the time.
Sir.
It was pretty good. I maybe should have used it more for the dominating Purity Guardian, but I was like attacking so much, like it was hard to also do the convocation all the time.
Noise.
So I didn't get into it too much. This is level 78. I can't even use those.
Ready yourself for
Chaos
combat.
Recipe. I'm pretty much done with Chaos Recipe at this point. If I had a little bit more mana too, I'd probably put for mapping at least, I'd put Convocation on second one too, because then it gives you a second cast to Convocation. So it goes a little bit. Because when you're mapping, you're basically like run to a pack Convocation, run to a pack Convocation. So you can go a little bit faster than the Golems would actually move.
Guaranteed.
Because you'll just warp them to where you are with Convocation. It works pretty well.
Arms ready. Don't lose momentum! Oh, I should have stretched for this.
So yeah, I just looked on the trade site and was like, can I get a 6-link armor with, 2,000 plus armor on it? And that popped up. There was other ones on there, but they were like corrupted and things. And there was also, the same guy was selling more of the same stuff, but they were more expensive versions. I guess people don't really like the Redeemer on the chest, maybe. It makes it harder to sell. I assume if it was a Crusader, it probably would have been way more expensive. Because people will probably be using it for explode chests. To craft explode chests.
Ready. Sir.
When I'm ready, and not before.
No, this might be the league to craft explode chests, by the way, with the harvest. I was looking at how people were trying to do it. Some versions of it, at least.
Combat positions!
So,
Look at
Golem
me
levels,
now, Cat
let's
Martor.
go. Golem levels, let's go. So this is my corrupted one, by the way, that I tried to get a level 21 on. So I could eventually buy a 21 Carrion Golem. I do have a backup version here that's level 18. So when this one gets to level 20, I can try to corrupt it. So the quality is increased damage and life. So I would probably like the quality eventually, but I don't have it yet. Alright, I'm gonna get these life nodes first. At this point I have everything that I need for the 2 cluster build. There's like a 3 cluster variant too, maybe, but it would be like a lot of extra points to do that. I could also go down here and maybe get like additional elemental max elemental resistances, and there's more life. And Juggernaut and stuff. Like some of these are good tanky nodes, so it wouldn't be bad to go down that way. But it's just like, I'm already level 80. How many more points can I even spend? I'm like pretty close. But there's a life here. There's some additional defenses here. But I think these ones right now, because I'm trying to get my chaos resistance up. I even bought some of these that had some chaos already on them. So when I click on these points, they'll get a little extra chaos resistance. So I'm at negative 19. That's pretty good. Obviously a long way to go. There's a bunch of other small things you can do here and there to try to boost that. And there's a node that you can get over here, I think. I forget where it is. That basically allows you to double your chaos resistance. But obviously you have to have a positive chaos resistance to double it. If you have a negative chaos resistance, it's just going to be negative still. It's like one of those... Actually, I don't even know if you can see it inside the tree here. I think you have to look at it and at the building. Like, it's like this node, I think. Not that one, this one. This one. Yeah, there it is. Chaos resistance is doubled. So it's like an anoint only thing. I have to get some gear that I can anoint on. That was Blight League. I didn't play in that league either. But apparently you can... There's a couple of... Oh, here's another Profane Proxy, huh? Some of these are very good. There's some Blight unique items that allow you to anoint on just those items. So I could potentially get like the boots and then anoint the boots and have a second anointment. Which could potentially be that chaos one, but it could also be like a bunch of other stuff in here too. I mean, I could anoint Death Attunement is a good minion one as well. But I mean, I could also just get that maybe. It's 4 points. I haven't really decided if it's worth 4 points. I mean, there's some life in here, I guess. I wanted to get the life. Extra life in regen might be worth. If I need to be a little bit tankier for the Maven fights. So I've done basically all the stuff. This is what my Atlas looks like. I left off with trying to obtain the last set of Watchstones from the outer regions. And I think I was 2 into New Vastir and hadn't influenced this section yet. So basically I need to get 2 from here. And 1 more from here. So I get up to a total of 3. I need to get 3 obtained from these 2 sections, and then I'm going to shift over to these 2 sections and get 2 and 2. And then we'll do 1 of each in the last 4, which will give us the last proc to set up the Atlas for just repeatedly running the Atlas. So I did get a little bit of the stuff in here. I got the high value targets. And this one I think I went with Harvest, because I'm going to try to see the Harvest more often so I can start to learn it. Even though it's not really the same, but you just need to learn the crafting system basically. But I'm on tier 11 was the last one I did, so I'm basically trying to do maps that I haven't done yet, so I have a higher map completion on this one here, this number, because it'll up the bonuses, and then when I put the rest of the jewel sockets in, we'll really start to make the monies. That's the plan. I actually don't even have any 12s that I haven't run yet. These ones are even already witnessed. Alright, I guess we're going to the Cursed Crypt, tier 13. I've never run this map, so I'm gonna have to corrupt it as well. So we're gonna scour. Getting a little low on chisels here. So we got skeletons, physical as cold, chaos resistances. Okay, so that's pretty good. So we're gonna Valet, and it's a tier 13 Lex Proxima. It actually doesn't even matter to me if it stays the same, because we don't care about the region right now. But it did stay exactly the same. That's been happening a lot more often this league.
And not before.
So this is a section where I have Sacred Grove, Double Harvest, Additional Harvest, and then we also have the Possessed Monsters. We have the 20 Touched Monsters. So could get some hilarious whoops I've ripped here. Someone on Reddit said it's white socket fossil spam. Okay, that actually makes more sense, because setting up your betrayal board is a little tedious, and it's not guaranteed that you'll get that every time. So yeah, it's probably way more efficient just to buy a bunch of fossils and just keep crafting, trying to craft over and over again. Because if that person's getting super rich, like buying all of the, making a bunch of 6 links, they can easily buy as many fossils as they want, right? So look at this, you just ritual up and then you just throw down all of these skeletons and it's just a cakewalk. Level 80 area. You do have to dodge though. I mean, I tried to actually AFK a ritual before, and if you like stand still for a long time in Path of Exile, we all know what happens. You die. I think there was volatile flame bloods on that one though, so there was actually homing things that were coming after me. So that one you can't really AFK anyway. Because you're not going to survive a whole bunch of explosions, no matter what level of armor you have. And resistances. This is Cursed Crypt. This is not the best layout. So you also need convocation for maps like this, because if you're waiting for your golems to follow you into a room, you're dead. That was like the only, the number one way I would die against, oh my god, that was a hurtful hit.
Guarantee.
The only way I used to die with the summoner I did last league, the Spectres, was
Guarantee.
if I went into a room and did in convocation all my minions in there. I would just get wrecked. Because you're basically just standing in a room and like a whole pack is just like destroying you.
When I'm ready, and not before.
Guarantee.
So it's obviously not the fastest map speed. If you're looking for just like clearing deliriums faster, it's really bad for Legion too, which kind of is disappointing. I might have to make a build specifically good for clearing Legion after this. But I think my number one priority for this league right now is to try to kill all the bosses. And I don't know if I would have been able to do it with the melee dominating, one. Although that was a very good league starter. It was super easy to get that going. And it was pretty powerful early. Like you didn't, the top end stuff that I was trying to do was really to be able to beat like Guardians and stuff. But I suppose if I was doing it now, I could spend a lot more currency on it and make it would be better. Why is there a free ghost here? They're supposed to already be in there. I guess that's like an additional random ghost. So, and I also have Val Molten Shell if I would like even need to tank up even more. I have the Elemental Aegis as well. This is like a whole bunch of resistances, and I am 100% resistant to all of, I'm like 200% resistant basically to all of the ailments and stuff too. So there's like one guy floating out here on the side. So it's actually more tanky than the melee dominating Guardian.
I need more mana.
So there's always someone in every league that makes that crafts like bases, basically.
Guarantee.
They just keep crafting all these different types of bases. Like they know the ones that will be popular. Like I think maybe the Astral Plate is the most universal one that people would use for every build if they had to, they didn't have to worry about coloring the sockets.
Guarantee.
So it's just a nice base to have. Plus the Implicit has elemental resistances on it too, so
Guarantee.
makes it like pretty easy to gear with it. So, because a lot of like spellcaster builds or ranged like bow builds and stuff like that might have problems with the all red socket, even though they would be fine with like having tons of armor.
When I'm ready, and not before.
So it's perfect. I can do any build now. But I'm definitely gonna do this one for a while. I don't think I'm gonna be doing any like crazy shenanigans this league. Like I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to get enough to farm a headhunter. I probably could though. It doesn't seem that too hard. Well, look at that, 2 chaos. I'll take 2 chaos. Probably the best thing already. Look at this, only currency in this one. Only currency. I mean, I guess that's fine. I'll just take the currency. This is less than a chaos. This is worth 2 chaos. I do need the chisels, actually. I should just take the chisels. I need chisels really badly. And then, I guess, fusings maybe, but I need elves. Wow, this is... Wait, this is not worth more. Oh, it's 1 of 1. Yeah. But when it's just straight up currency, it's easy anyway. I think my biggest gripe with rituals right now is just that a lot of times it's like sifting through a bunch of junk, you know? And if you like take the time to actually look at every single thing in there, it could be a little tedious after a while. Alright, I got another freaking contract that I'm supposed to do for the... I guess I'll just let it sit in my stash for a little while. Alright, so what was that? That was a tier... That was a tier 13. So, tier 14. Funkin' City. Nice. I can't do Fizz Reflect still, so... That's one of those ones I might have to worry about. I could get... one thing that the Redeemer chest does have, I think. The Redeemer chest does have the minions cannot take reflected damage, I think. I think it has that one. So I could roll that, but that would be very specific to this build. But then I'd be able to do Fizz Reflect maps. Alright, so this is totems, damage, taunted, action speed, plus recovery of life and energy shield, that's fine. Alright, so, I didn't chisel this one, but I guess it's fine. It did change. It's still a sunken city. Vulnerability, enfeeble, elemental weakness, monster damage. Well, that's a really scary one. Enfeeble, vulnerability. Enfeeble doesn't really matter though. My minions are doing damage, not me. So this one has Beyond Demons and Alva Bump. Areas have we can get additional Alva mission completion. And they upgrade, the tiers upgrade better. Okay. I have a bunch of stuff saved up on my map device too. Like I got some from Harvest, and then I got all these free ones ready to go. I think I'm gonna save them until I got tier 16, and then I'll use them. Go on, I'm ready to
Guarantee.
start making some money. Oh god, what is this shape
Unique.
influence? I probably shouldn't pick up transmutes anymore. I need to maybe update my filter again. I do have it on a little bit stricter one now, but Desecrated Ground actually might not be great for us. I don't have a bunch of cast resistance, and the minions don't either, I don't think. But they have a lot of life regen, so maybe it's fine. The life regen is really what you need. So I also have the Quartz Flask so I can run through the packs if I want. Which is super helpful for a build like this. You don't want to be trapped in by all your minions and stuff. What the heck was that? guess I'll go up first. Did everybody survive that encounter? Yeah. I should always have 6 golems with 4 carrying golems, and one of the other 2. Obviously all my auras, and then the animate guardian. And then skeletons will be, I can summon skeletons.
I need more mana.
As needed. I did a 40.
I'm up.
I did a 40% delirious, like tier 11 maybe it was.
Guarantee.
Wasn't too bad. The delirious boss guy came out too. He was pretty tanky. Took a little bit to hit him down, but I guess this one I just gotta flame dash across it. Sometimes when you get the spinny one, the one with the lasers, it'll be like so close to a wall that you can't actually dodge the lasers at all.
When I'm ready and not before.
Check W.
Guarantee. Easy returns.
It doesn't feel great.
Unique.
No. Good to drop some maps there. So with the Chaos Golem and the Basalt Flask and the Granite Flask, I easily have like 90% physical reduction with this build. Which is probably what I needed for my dumb Guardian for that to work better. But it's great to get the max on that. And then no ailments, too. Like, I can never be shocked. Never being shocked is really great for defenses. You take so much extra damage with doing Baron maps and stuff. So, I had a lot of trouble with the Guardian on those ones. I mean, that's probably the worst one. The Hunter one's probably worse for boss fights, though, because the Hunter boss is a little rough. You don't have chaos resistance. I think the only time I had a good time on that fight was when I was going CI. Like the Occultist or something. Then it's like super easy, because you can't take any damage from the chaos. So it's like... So it makes it a little bit more comfortable doing these high tier maps at such a low life pool. Because what was my rule of thumb all the time? Like, you don't want to do Shaper unless you have 5.5k life. Was my like minimum requirement. Oh, it's this boss. This boss might be a little tough.
Easy returns.
I got him.
Easy returns.
The minions got him, but I supervised. But yeah, I'm a dirty summoner main now.
I need more mana.
Like I'm playing Dr. Doom. Monstrous Treasure. I guess that's okay. Because you can synergize this with the boxes. Fossil Shield. Well, the shield doesn't look that great, but if someone's going to use this type of thing as a crafting base, you know, then it might actually be better. But this is only item level 81, so it's probably not. Because to get this synthesized thing, you'd have to get was like a tier 4 harvest or something. what is this one? None of these are very good. Unfortunately, this is kind of a bust. I mean, I could take the Whispering Ice for the whole Keck W, but those drop so often anyway. I'll probably see plenty of them this league. I'm gonna take the currency items, obviously. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, there's some ritual splinters in there too. I can take all the crumbs, silvers. I don't think that's good. I mean, I could have taken the Monster's Treasure is probably the thing to take, but I don't need that. Okay, and I dropped the portal, so just a little bit more convenient. I don't have to worry about the whole like having enough scrolls and then buying enough scrolls, and you know, you just kind of bypass all that. Portal forever. Oops, didn't want to do that one in there. Alright, so we're up to 13, 14. Belfry just dropped, so I might as well run it, I guess. Goes a little up. -9, that's a little dangerous. So, I'm like way over capped. I'm 146, 178, and 118 by the way, so easy elemental weakness, no problem. But having the 210% ignite, chill, freeze, shock avoidance is so insane. That's so insane. I tried to get this much on my aura stacking build and couldn't get it. You know what I mean? That's what really makes this crazy. Crazy OP. Chain. We'll just do it. I haven't had problems in chain maps yet. Although, it's usually stupid to do chain with minions because it has a higher chance of hitting you. But I could also get the avoidance. The chain avoidance. Oh shit, it changed to this. Alright, well, now we have -10 max resistances. Which isn't great. And we got a Maven fight on this one. This one has 3 additional Sergeants and Legions too. Wait, what map is this? Oh, it's a tier 14. Wait a minute. I don't want to do a tier 14 in New Vast here. Okay, we're gonna have to save this map. Because, New Vast... Oh, no. New Vastier's down here. It's fine. We can do tier 14. We're ready for this one, actually. This is advancing the Atlas. We're finally back to advancing our Atlas. We made it. This is gonna add a boss, too. Okay. Beautiful. Let's do it. You need Pledge of Hands, Judgment Staff? Pledge of Hands. Pledge of Hands. Oh, right. You're doing the Hierophant, right? Pledge of Hands. Do I have that? It's a staff, right? Pillar of the Cage Gods. I don't think I have that one. Unless I just dropped it. Because my dump tab is a true dump tab right now. I haven't sorted it. I will eventually get to it. I'll do it off stream or something. The beauty of the affinities is I can spend way more time in the maps now. And just let, you know,
when I'm ready,
do the management later. The inventory management I can kind of put off to later. And it doesn't really slow down like your mapping or fragment collection or currency organization or any of that, because those all go automatically into the infinity anyway, so that stuff's all organized. Just have to like ID the stuff that you picked up that you want to price out and uniques, unless you ID uniques on the fly, but it's getting to the point now where it's a little annoying for me, so I'd rather just fill up my tab and then that'll be the first thing I sort when I'm too full. I'll just, on my other computer. Wait, where's the other minion here that's summoning this thing? These guys
Guarantee.
Crafting recipe. I got the monitor up on this other screen so I can see what the stream looks like for you guys. Pledge of Hands, is that really even that expensive? You can get that one, right? That one should be.
More fighting.
Wait, so this is gonna be in the Maven fight now? I'm gonna have Katava.
Take
I
vitality.
like better this way.
I guess we're getting Katava in the next Maven fight here.
Fight longer. Fight faster. Open the void.
So, this is nice. I don't have to cast anything. It's vulnerability on hit already, or on proximity of the skitterbots, I guess. And I had blind. They have blind on hit. Change the blind too.
Faster.
Get it on this here.
Atrophy flesh.
Maven's like trying to hit me with stuff. Do these things explode if I go through them? Yeah.
Not over yet.
Is it? It's more of a concern of getting the 6th link on the Pledge of Hands. Is that it? Not just getting it.
Guarantee.
Yeah, I've been avoiding manually 6 linking stuff for like several leagues now. I mean, sometimes I throw a few fusings here and there, but it's usually better to just farm exalts at this point, I think, and then
When I'm
buy.
ready and not before.
So if you're a software trade league player, which maybe that's a dirty way to play, but for someone who has a full-time job and can only play like maybe like a couple of times a week, and then other than that, maybe only a couple hours a day or something, if even that. It's like way more efficient for me to just pick up exalts and rituals and then buy this chest for 2 exalts. Maybe that was a steal. Maybe I shouldn't have been able to get that for 2 exalts, but I feel like it's nice. I can recraft it too if I want to recraft it. I mean, it's nice right now because it has a max armor percentage roll.
Guarantee.
And it has a pretty high life roll. It's not tier 1, but it's like one of the higher. I always say for chest armor, if you can get over 100 life, then it's pretty good. But obviously you can get like 130
Guarantee.
or something. I think it's the highest. Like really high. I could roll a little bit better. But getting 130 and getting like a less percentage on the armor is not gonna be better. Because the 110% armor increase is pretty big when you have over 1,000 armor on the chest, you know? That's more than double. A good amount to double. If it was like the, energy shield boots or something that has like 40 energy shield, then doubling that is not as good as adding like 100 energy shield or something. But I guess I can get, it's like 300 something I can get added to it though. So the 170 whatever I have rolled on there now. So it would be nice to get a 300, 100, roll together. And then maybe, I don't know, some other stuff. Some other fancy rolls of some sort. So I could go down into here and have, like, the increased attack speed thing. Increase the reduction to minion attack speed also affect you. Although I'm using spell, I'm not really using attack speed for this build, so maybe that's not that good. That was pretty OP though, for the being able to shield charge super fast. I guess Leaf Slam would also work too. Don't forget the ritual. Turbulence, that's not that good. This is also only a chaos. Bountiful Traps. This one's worth 2. Okay, so the 2 chaos is probably the best, and the Brandis coins maybe. I've traded too many, I've hit the site too many times, though now it's going to delay me. a little annoying. How much is this, budget-wise? Okay, we take the Pranis coins for sure. I guess it's like this stuff at the bottom. I could take this, but it's not super efficient. That's not very good either. Okay.
When I'm ready.
This map's nice because it's like a full loop, so you can actually use the same portal that you had originally. So this is a mana flask? Which one is this? Oh, it's Teodra's elixir. I gain power charge, frenzy charge, and endurance charge. But I take 10% of my maximum life as chaos damage. And I remove 20% of my energy shield. Well, that doesn't matter, but and then I just recover mana from it. That's not for this build. So Ice Nova, level 44. Yeah, you got to get to. You can't really know if the build is good until you get to like level 80. So you gotta just push it to level 80, and then you'll probably be smashing. All right, I guess we're at tier 16 now. Did that even count? It didn't give me an influence though. It gave me a Maven encounter, but it didn't give me a Crusader. I didn't get anybody to spawn on that one. Maybe I need to do Haywark Hamlet first. I need a tier 14 plus Hamlet. Tier 14 Hamlet. Tier 15 Hamlet? Okay, we can do a channel. A vast tier, or a palace. Or waterways. But that one's already been witnessed. I think channel is good. And I've already done the bonuses on this, so we can just straight up just run it. Run it regular. Oh, this one is also map bosses surrounded by tormented spirits. That's a little scary. Area has patches of shocked ground. That doesn't affect me. 2 additional projectiles could be scary though. Alright. The Maven wants to know what's happening with this one. So I think those were harvest crafts, by the way. Those like weird things that I have on my maps ahead of time. I found like all sorts of crazy.
Guarantee.
Like the one that put Delirium on the map ahead of time and stuff. That was cool. So many ways to juice now. Remember when it used to be like you go to the Atlas at the end of the game and you're like level 70 or something and you're like derping around, barely able to do anything, playing in standard, not understanding how the game works yet. Those were the days. Oh my goodness. Those were the days when I had the Bringer of Rain like lifesteal build before Ascendancies existed. And I would just like out leech at the Val Pact. Like the OP Val Pact builds. Yo, what up, Bossa Nova? How you doing? How is the week going? How is your Saturday? Are you excited for Season 5 of The Expanse tonight? Found a little bit of a wait, but I think it made sense. Now we can stack all the episodes up for the next 3 weeks. It's going to be pretty cool. Pretty exciting. I'm pumped. Pretty good show. I like it a lot.
Guarantee.
This week's been long for you? What colors do you need, BPR, by the way, on your 6-link? Because I might have one. I have a bunch of 6-links. I can obviously let you use my tabula too if you want a tabula. But that's not really any... Oh my god, that hurt. Not much defenses on the tabula, obviously. But you're only level 44, so I feel like tabula would still be good for you. I'm talking about chest, yeah. Weapon, you want the specific unique weapon, so you're just gonna have to do it. I have a bunch of 6-link. I have 6-link weapons, maybe too. I'm not sure, but they'll just be a generic rare weapon though, from like corrupted chests and stuff like that. Just tell me what colors you need. I might have one. I don't know though. 4 blue, 2 green. Oh, we're playing on the opposite sides. I'm like all red gems. I might have one though. You could still use the tabula though. Does the tabula help you? How many links you got right now? What's your max length? Because if you can use a tabula, you can just put your 6 links on the chest and then run the staff without 6 links, and you'll still have, you know, you'll still have the unique weapon and the links. Unless I don't know what Pledge of Hands does. I forget. Is there something specific on it that synergizes with Ice Nova that you need? Or you have to have it in the staff, or? I'm sure you're following like some specific guide, right? You got a 5-link right now? I mean, you tell me if 6-link helps you on the chest, that is. Is this like a minus? What is this map again? 2 additional projectiles. Okay. It's just the boss that's supposed to be dangerous. I don't know, maybe that was like a chaos volatile.
Hold my attention.
Okay, here we go. Here goes all of the ghosts. Hit him. Alright, good. We killed him before the ghost really did too much. Because that was, oh, this ghost didn't even make it in there, so. I got a little lucky, I guess. That could have been way more dangerous. Oh, baby, look at all these coins. Coins are worth. Coins are worth, I think, right? 50,000 is 60 chaos. A stack of these is 60 chaos, so that's pretty good. I mean, only 2,000 of them, or less than. This is probably like 2 chaos each, right? 2 and 3 chaos ish. And then this looks valuable. That's Legion's probably a big hitter this league. Rain of Arrows. Maybe people want Rain of Arrows on a Salmonite. That they actually corrected the spelling on this helmet after years. Ooh, someone wants some stuff from me. Bum, bum, bum. Okay. Make that portal. The only problem with using portals is if you have no cast speed, you're just like super slow on the portal. Super slow portals. Wrap Sentinel Jacket for 5. Wrap Sentinel Jacket. I love how people send me trade requests. Like I'll let you know when I have your item ready. What is your deal? Empyrean Wrap Sentinel Jacket. Okay. The Redeemer chest, so I guess some people do want Redeemer chests. I don't need. It only has 2 prefixes. Well, you can. Well, you can add another. Lol. I think he was trying to look for something specific for crafting and maybe misread it on the site. Oh, whoops, I'm in the wrong tab here. Wait, did I put a bunch of random stuff in this tab? Yeah, I did. He should be able to see the, you know, need for awaken. Yeah, he's trying to craft a specific thing, so I mean, I get it, but he you know, it's not my fault that he can't read the website, right? Just read the website, maybe, and you won't have this problem ever again. Oops. Tabulas are super cheap UPR, so it's not a big deal. I could buy so many tabulas. Plus, I almost have another one in div cards right now. It's not there yet, but I'm picked up plenty of humilities and vanities this league already, so I can make one pretty soon, I'm sure. But yeah, body armors. I mean, I have a pretty good collection of body armors already. Just a regular tabula. But I have here, I have one for sale actually. That's been corrupted into nothing, so you can obviously use that one. I have 2 of them. And I think I sold another one. I already sold one. Like, beginning of the league I sold. So this is the chest I was using for the other build, by the way. But you said you need 4 blues, so you're not gonna get 4 blues on this one. You need a energy shield chest, right? Or a dexterity chest, maybe, or a combination of those 2. But definitely not strength as the primary thing, right? So this is corrupted already, so those won't work. Why do I even have those in here? I should get rid of those. Here's a 5-link 2-handed sword. I don't think you're going to use that. I have a 6-link 2-handed mace. That's going to be a lot of reds as well. I got 5-link bronze plate. This one has a pretty good amount of resistances on it. I think Tabula is probably the best for you. Attacks of this weapon penetrate chaos. You probably don't need that. But yeah, you can get, the influence items are pretty easy to drop this league. I can get pretty loaded up on them pretty easily. Mace is probably not your thing. I haven't seen too many, staffs. This is 5-link. I think Tabula is probably your best bet. But I would probably try to farm up 2 exalts pretty soon, and then just buy a 6-link that's your colors, is what I would do. So you can at least craft some resistances and stuff. Or you could use, your weapon's supposed to be 1 red as well. Yeah. I don't have too many good 6-link weapons. I think Tabula is your best bet though, right? I mean, you, a lot of the unique stuff that's been dropping hasn't been linked. So, I also got this, by the way, the Formed Invitation. I really want to do this, plus these Elder maps. Will be the Elder Guardian maps. Are pretty good tests for the build as well. You can beat all those bosses. Alright, so my Tabula. You can use it. So, I mean, cause you gotta get to, I mean, at least get to like level 70 or something. You know? Waiting for the currency.
When I'm ready and not before.
Just seeing if you're gonna throw that. What was it? The 2K? You had the 2K. You threw an Exalted, and then you switched it to like 2 Chaos last time. That's hilarious. All right. I still get an influence that map, right? What is going on with my atlas right now? Am I really just not finding the maps that are influenced here? I can number of sockets 4. I should be sextancing these as well, by the way. So let's put the sextants back in now that we're ready to get to business here. Mysterious Harbingers, ooh, nice. Prime effects. Magic pack size is great. Cold damage, whatever's. Magic pack size, cool. Monsters drop an additional unique. Fire damage and additional unique. Lots of uniques. Okay, so still a Hamlet map is needed. I can't find the Guardians or the Conquerors. Why aren't you influencing my maps? It was so easy, now I can't find them anymore. The game knows that I tried to rush through it, and it's just like, it's gonna cuff me now. So this one is the Sextants, and then we also have Sacred Grove stuff. And we're gonna Maven it up. We have 5% extra chance to get some groves. But actually, the grove stuff right now, if a grove appears, I'm gonna be a little bit in trouble, right? Because I already filled up my station here. I gotta remove a random lightning modifier and add a random lightning modifier. You can use these to constantly like try to up to get tier 1 lightning resistance. You keep spamming this. So getting all 3 of the resistance ones on there with you know, life prefix and all the other things. So that'll be the beginning of that. But change a unique into another unique. Like, so these ones, we can just do that now, right? You said you needed a staff, right? Does it do into another random? It says random, but like, would it change it to the same type, you think? Like it do, I don't think a belt to Headhunter would work, right? But I have 2 of these. This is a staff, right? Now it's a better dream. Okay. I mean, that doesn't really help, but... Okay, but that gives me a free spot cleared up if I need to add something here. I can also change a div card into something. Change a div card into another random div card. This one is a terrible one. Wait, I can't use it in my hideout. Oh, okay. Alright, well, I guess I can do that when I'm
ready
when I'm in the map.
not before.
It's because I can't drop it in here. I guess it drops it on the ground. Change a unique jewel into another unique jewel. I probably can't do that one either. But do I have a unique jewel ready to go? Yeah, so I can just throw one of these in there. Probably have duplicates of some of this stuff in here, yeah. We can throw like one of these in there. Okay. I just want to make sure I can clear that open if I get another removal one. Because the removal ones are the best ones, I think. The like, and the slam ones. The ones that just say add something. If it's reroll everything, it sucks. If it's remove or add, then you can like, You know, like if it says remove a lightning thing and you only have one lightning thing on there, then it's gonna remove that lightning. You only have 5C right now. Yeah, well, it's very hard to make any currency before mapping. Oh my god! Being a little dangerous right there. Forgot we sextants it up, so we're ready for the real. Time to play for real.
Guarantee.
Got all these shrines.
Guarantee.
What's one nice thing is if you're next to like a surface like this, and you don't, like if I don't want to go up the stairs, for example, the minions will still jump up there and do it, so like I can just stand downstairs and wait. Pretty nice. Or I can go upstairs while they stay downstairs. Those are the smart minion tips right there to stay in a safe area where you probably can't take as much damage. Alright, so I'm keeping an eye on my AG and my Spectres. Oh wait, I don't even have my Spectres alive right now. I forgot to resummon them. Do I still have Spectres on here? Yeah, I do. Alright. This whole time I haven't even been using Spectres.
Guarantee.
When I'm
Next time I
ready
go back to my
and
hideout,
not
I'll do it, I
before.
guess. They're not that good. But it does help to get frenzy charges. It gives you a little damage boost. And they'll be able to do it during bosses too and stuff.
Guarantee.
That's like that's probably the biggest issue with minion builds is I can never keep track of everything that I'm supposed to have summoned. The army's too great. You forget about a few here and there. Like, oh, I just realized that my Animate Guardian is not around anymore, you know? Where did he go?
Easy returns.
Maps. Every time a tier 14 plus map drops, it's like gold. Actual gold. Is it an interesting song? Nice. Are you talking about the last one?
Easy returns.
Easy returns. You said it. I guess we should do the boss. Oh my god! Oh, the Harbingers in here, I forgot about that. The Harbingers are actually crazy this league. They're like really crazily juices.
Guarantee.
We got Maven on this one too. Look at his juice. He's so juiced. by Maven.
Absorb pain.
Nightmare prevails.
Having Maven juices is actually worse than like rituals and all that kind of stuff. This is all gonna be in the ritual, by the way. This boss is in the ritual. That's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun to do this again.
Atrophy flesh. Absorb pain.
It's nice because he's blinded. Look, the minions are blinding him, which is perfect because now he can barely hit me.
Pain.
Oh, he hit me there though.
Collect another.
And I have a pretty high damage reduction too. A lot of people I've noticed have been taking this node right here, this unwavering stance. Cannot evade enemy attacks though. So I like the cannot be stunned, but the cannot evade enemy attacks. I'd much rather just use this maybe, or you know, get stun recovery some other way, but because with that and like with the blind and dread banner, I have like a 50% evasion, basically. So I don't think it's good to get rid of cannot evade. You know? I mean, I don't get hit enough to be stunned, really. And even if I am getting stunned, like, whatever, right? I'm not casting anything. So whatever, stun me then. You just don't want to get, like, stun locked, really. So that you get blasted. Yeah, I have it on the random pretzel right now, so I'm gonna play some alternate stuff maybe. If it gets a little too crazy, we could maybe I'll put a skip song in the points maybe. Would that be a good thing to use points on? Harbinger Orb. Only worth 2 casts. I do need some Sextants actually. Oh, this is a new base. This is a new base for the gloves. Reduced attack damage. I did sell one of these early in the league for 5 casts, I think, maybe. Reduce attack damage with main hands. Increase attack damage with offhand. It is kind of a weird item, though. You have to dual wield for that to work. Man, I want everything in this one. I want all of these things, this and the Brandis Wings. And the Harbinger Orb. I can't get it all though. I don't care about this map. Lasting impressions. So, Ritual Splinters could be good too. This is worth... Why is it not showing you the total anymore at the bottom? I guess these will come down a little bit. It's only about a cast or so. Alright, so gloves, and then... I mean, I should just take the cast, but I'm gonna take the Sextants, I think. Because I need those. And then I guess I can't get anything else. I don't know if I would have gotten more tribute to have the boss. Like, if I ran to the boss room first, and just had him appear in all of the other ones. I didn't get an influence on that one either. What is up with
When
my
I'm
mouse,
ready
man?
and
Should I
not
just shift to the
before.
right side and come back, maybe?
Good day.
Okay, here, I'll start it in the 10 first, but it's probably only 5. But I don't know if I really wanted to sell that fast, because I'm trying to map. So... Got a Valdo's Rest too. I'm running low on maps here. This one could be it. The ley line. I just want to get a boss to proc, please. Monster damage always ignites. Except for me, monsters reflect. Elemental though, it's fine. So we got the Sextants and the Sacred Grove. Bosses are accompanied by a Harbinger, so we'll have to be a little careful with that. And then we're getting the Maven juice on this one as well, tier 14. The Maven juice. Is this the last boss that I need? Yeah. Oh, there we go. I think I just... Did that just influence something? Or that was the Sextants going off. Yeah, you're doing trivia tonight? Bossa Nova? Nice. What's the subject today? The theme? Not that, it would probably be cheating if I help you with the trivia questions.
Trespasser!
Oh, did I just get a proc right there? Oh shit. I forgot my, that was a really quick ritual, by the way. I still forgot my, specters. I did kind of want to do specters and red maps just to test if I had enough life.
I need more mana.
For them to not die. There's no theme, it's just regular. Yeah. What do we got? Drox? The proc here? Is it Drox? We got a Val side area. Temp change is a little annoying. We don't have the reduced cursive stuff on this build. Like okay speed though, so that's fine.
When I'm ready and not before.
I'm moving more closely to my golem speed at this point. There's a sound round? Image round? Mystery round. You have to guess the theme instead? That's like a Jeopardy style thing. They give you the answer and then you gotta guess like what is.
Unique. Unique.
Uniques are dropping.
Guarantee.
I guess it wasn't actually unique. Don't let the Animate Guardian hit that guy by himself. It was like a corrupted item. Sound drown his music, yeah. That's
Unique.
cool. Sounds like a pretty good trivia place. They should do all of the intro themes to WWE wrestlers as the music one. You gotta guess which wrestler it is from their music theme. Bet you that will be a challenging one for most. I don't even know what they are. Okay, I'm just gonna stay on this side, seems safer.
Guarantee.
Tonight is Zoom. Oh, it's done on Zoom or Twitch, yeah. That's nice. So you can have multiple Twitch streams up at once, you know?
A joyous conflict.
Guarantee Z returns.
Oh my god, what the heck is that?
Explodes.
Come up!
Guarantee.
Oh, we just leveled, nice.
A new challenge. Come.
Got another Maven invitation. Spooky. Oh, we're mostly sustaining maps here, I believe. They're doing I Love the 2000s on Thursday.
When I'm ready and not before.
That sounds fun. I have Calling Strike on my Flame Dash, by the way, so if we're getting to, if we find, usually there's not too many tanky things, but my #1 goal for this build is to slay bosses, so wait, minions regenerate life per second, and Val skills have increased damage, and dexterity? Wow, that's pretty good. I don't think I like the chaos resistance on there, though. It's unfortunate, because this is like a hard cell to replace. That's not that good. Throat Stabber. Yeah. Pillar of the Caged God. What was the one you said you needed? DPR? I need a pledge of, it's pledge of something, right? Like pledge of something. Pledge of Hands, yeah. This is the one that I already have, right? Pillar of Gods. Erythral Fast is 70 chaos? 74 chaos for this thing? To get this annoyance? Really? Should I take it and try to sell it? For 1 exalt, maybe? Does it even look like a good amulet otherwise? Not really. Increase energy, shield, mana regen, lightning. I guess maybe somebody wants that. I don't know, it's not that much. 2 chaos for that. 6 chaos, I'll take that then. I don't really need regrets anymore. I already respect all the stuff I needed to respect. We'll take fossils since I'm like really not doing delve this week. So I'm kind of trying to pick up fossils if I can. I don't have to do it in the delve. Did I get both of these already? Yeah, so I guess I'm just going for all the life now. There's 5% here. There is 4% here, and I don't need the elemental resistance. We're way overcapped. And then all of these in here. I could also get like light regen and stuff. And then there's this one is 5% as well. You could go down here and get these, but I think it's a waste. So I think I'm gonna do any of that. Okay. I think I got all the big hitters already, right? What's the other big life node? It's this one, right? 6, yeah. I mean, I suppose we could go for another jewel socket someplace, but I think the next closest one would be here. 1, 2, 3 points. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's really hard to get to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's also very hard to get to. So maybe it's worth going to get this one for another Eminence. Eminence also puts Golems have armor too, which is good for their fizz reduction.
When I'm ready and not before.
So I've been the getting uniques for builds is fun, but with all the crafting options right now,
Currency.
I think
Too
Currency.
much clutter.
I have been preferring to
I need more mana.
just get like really nice rare bases and stuff. Not that like I have to make it myself, but this gives me a little bit more flexibility, you know. Like to not have to worry about a 6 link for the rest of the league if I really wanted to just wear the 6 link on every build. Pretty nice. Plus if I want to test something else out on this Elementalist build, because this is an Elementalist build, so... and I don't even have my last, I didn't even do Uber because these ones are all worthless for this build. These give me elemental damage, I do no damage, and then this is you know, regenerate if you've inflicted exposure, but to inflict exposure, I have to do some damage, right? And then this is for igniting, this is for chilling, and this is for shocking. So I could potentially keep exactly this and then pick an elemental. Like if I want to do ball lightning elementalist, I could just pick this up. Assuming that maybe I don't need these ones. And just go with the golem slash, you know what I mean? You'd still have like a little bit of golem support. If I wanted to switch into an elemental, like a full elemental
Too
build.
much clutter.
We could switch out which golems we run. Because yeah, I'd probably use different weapons, obviously. Daggers aren't very good for elemental damage. So this one space I'm missing right here is a little... I'm gonna drop this transmute. Don't have to come back to this map. So that procced it, right? Yeah, okay. Finally, we finally procced.
Good day.
Oh look, I got a what's his face? Mind cage thing. The rhyme gaze. Good for the cultist build. I'll probably sell this other stuff later. Oh, except for that talisman. That talisman that had the 70 chaos annoyance. If anybody's looking for that annoyance, they want exalt. Let me test this one too. This is only 4. This one's probably not worth as much as this says. This one's probably not worth the exalt. I don't know about these ones either.
When I'm ready.
The price
and
checker
not
is like a
before.
little wonky at times. Alright, I'll just drag this back in here. Alright, so we have our Hamlet fight now. I guess I'll do it. You didn't look at the build close enough before choosing it? You had I seen I probably chose something else. Why? Because you have the 6-link unique?
A show for me.
It's not bad if you just have the 6-link one item, but...
Atrophy flesh.
Oops.
For you,
Clumsy me.
Pain.
if you're only going to be playing that one build the whole league, then it doesn't matter anyway. You
More
might as well
enemies.
just go all out on the gear, you know? Get everything that you can get.
Absorb pain. Atrophy flesh. Not charge enough.
The 4 boss fight is really not that hard. I had no problems with the dominating blow character either on it.
Get more.
Okay, so we got 2 points in the Hamlet now, so this is for essences. I don't think essences are that good. And I get a lot of essences from rituals already, so like doing the corruptions is like such a waste of time. Beyond portals would be cool though. I could do beyond. And then this is extra June missions, which could also be good. This gives me a chance to get a tier 4 plant though. I think maybe I'll do that first, right? 100% increased chance to contain a tier 4 plant. I mean, harvest is already super rare, so pumping harvest early might be a good idea. And then this is also plants harvested in areas give the rarest of 2 chosen crafting options. That could be good too. I haven't seen any tier 4s though, so I think I might want to just pump that. Maybe that's a bad strategy, but I don't know. I don't play as much of those crazy streamers, so I need to get my my chance up if I'm gonna get any sort of harvest going this league. Alright, so now we need to run all of the Hamlet maps. So this one. I'm gonna do the highest tiers now. Now that I'm back into the Atlas push, we're gonna do the highest tier possible so that we have a better chance of dropping relevant maps. Which should make it a little bit more challenging, but it's fine. Goatman, more magic monsters. So all of that is fine. I don't need to corrupt this one, although it would be fun to do, I guess. Am I gonna try to make these Spectre guys again? Desecrate. I need a Desecrate. Uh, I don't know what's up with the Desecrate pool this year, but maybe it's because I'm casting damage taking in maps my Desecrate. That's why it's running it. That's probably why, actually. I should make a Spectre bank, but then I still have to change. I have to change. I have to log out, log back in. You know. So we want the one that frenzies. This guy? No, he empowers. Frenzies. I need frenzies. Where's the frenzy guy? This guy? I wish GGG would make it a little bit easier to target minions on the ground. It's like very wonky. You know? There we go. Frenzies, right? I still only have 2. I could get a 3rd Spectre, but I don't know if that's necessary. Okay, so this goes back in here. This, make sure my portal still appears in the right spot. Alright, so Maven it up for the Atoll map. We got one more use of our Sextances, and this is we now have the extra we have the 100% increased chance of getting tier 4 now. Which, I don't know, tier 4 seems to be like Exalt rates of dropping. Probably. Maybe it's more rare than that? So, but the 100% boost didn't exist before this league, so, oh. We got one right here. See how lucky I'll get very lucky to start, and then I'll think it's OP. My Spectres already died. Right? Aren't they gone? Well, I don't want to run Spectres. I have so much extra life on this. It's like the highest minion life that I've ever, you know? Usually you go for minion damage and you maybe put minion life on. Spectres were nerfed pretty hard though, so I guess that's why. They keep dying really easily.
When I'm ready and not before.
Alright, let's go check out the Sacred Grove. Very curious about this. So, I guess we can skip this one. Not too into that. Alright, so this is Wild, or it's Wild and Primal actually. I need Hellion and Ape feed for Hellion is in this one. And then Primals. Whoops, typing is hard. Primals I already got the Lightning one, so, but I mean obviously I would need more. That's the Dust Spitter. We could get a bunch of those. Reveals. None of these are tier 4, right? My cheat sheet, I have like a little cheat sheet. Looks like this. So it's Thorn Fruit, Scale Fruit, and Blister Fruit is the ones that we'll be looking for. And I don't know which synthesis. Influence maybe? Influence Craft would be nice. Because then I can influence it into a Crusader, right? I think that's how you would do it. The reroll. I lightning defense attack. But I think this is just reveals random ones, so it could be the removal ones that you don't know until you do it. Pocket links, uniques. So it's hard at just at this glance to see which one is more rare and more important just from that. Oh my god, my animated guardian is taking the beating. It does make me zone to another area for the harvest though, so it's a little annoying because I can't use my Val skills that I got charged up unless I build up the Val skill during this fight. This guy's super tanky, bro. Yeah, I was this was very hard to deal with. These plots were very hard to deal with when I was the animated, or when I was the guardian. What do we get here? We got improves the quality of flask. I think I just qualityed all my flasks up though. Reforge the links between sockets for 10 times. Yeah, so if I had your pledge thing, I could throw that in there and see I get lucky. Reforge a rare. Randomize the numerical values. That's like a free divine. Reforge a rare with physical. Caster mods. Exchange 3 chisels for 3 vowels. 3 simple for 3 prime. Isn't that good? These ones are the simple ones there.
Guarantee.
Um, 3 scrolls of wisdom, I guess I might as well, right?
Guarantee.
I don't know if I want to change my chisels though. I don't think I want to do that. Alright, so the rest of the stuff I don't know if I need this. On this explode guide, it says to... You basically want to start with an item level 85 item. Crusader item, right? Although I don't know if I'll be able to do it that exactly like that. Astro plate is good. So you want to spam Essence of Contempt to get Fizz as lightning. Fizz taken as lightning. So I don't know if I'm going to do it on this exact chest because I still want to wear the chest while I'm, you know what I mean? Like I still want to use this one. So maybe I'll buy another one. You know, when I'm ready to do another character.
When I'm ready and not before.
Okay. These ones are regular too, right? Like how can I tell? Is this Thorn Fruit, Mother of Thorns? Reveal a random crafting effect that locks a random modifier. Locks a random modifier? That seems pretty good, right? Locks a random modifier. This thing is so hard to take down. Look at this. How tanky this thing is. It's like a boss fight right now. Everybody's still alive though. My golems are all alive. That's a good test at least. Animated Guardian just took some damage right there. This is crazy. My animate guardian's gonna die. Let's bring him out here. Maybe we can like target one at a time. A little funneling focus fire here. This guy with the cannot die tag sucks. Man, my guardian would have never been able to do this.
When I'm ready and not
Guardian would
before.
have been wiped on this fight. I can't believe how tanky these minions are. This is absolutely insane. I guess I can summon the skeletons again. Yeah, the blind, I think maybe for the Guardian, I would have been way safer if I put the blind minion thing. The chance to blind jewel. If I'd done that earlier. It wasn't that expensive. I don't know why I avoided it. I think it's definitely needed. You're just way tankier if the enemy is always blinded, you know? Or at least has a very high chance to be blinded. Because your minions are attacking so much. And there's a lot of them attacking, so every single time any one of them attacks, there's a, you know, what's it, 6% chance? So with the amount of times that they attack, you always get them to be blind if they're like a boss or something that takes a while to kill. Everybody else is just gonna get killed in like 1 or 2 hits anyway, so it doesn't matter. It's really just for the boss encounters, so you can get a little evade in there. This is why I don't really understand why people are taking the stun node so much. Because getting blind on your jewels is really not that hard. Not a super expensive thing. And I guess I'm summoning skeletons again. How's this? This is like this goes on forever? What? RIP XP. My animate guardian didn't die though, right? How did that kill me? Wait, what was the other thing? Get a rod strode banner out of this thing. Whoops.
When I'm ready and not
Killed
before.
my mana. Oh, also didn't have my Valmont shell
Exile.
on my bar. I guess I forgot to put that back on. I still have these guys in here. I don't know if it makes sense to keep resummoning these guys. I think I have the Empower one right now, right? Need this other one. Alright, Valmolten Shell is this one. That might have been a big spell damage hit. I don't have a lot of spell damage block. Pretty much all from the roomies and that's it. Which roomies isn't the most synergistic for this build, but I think a little bit of spell block is worth it for the higher tiers. Can we kill this thing? Like, what is going on? One of the specters died already again. Wow. I think my mistake was actually selecting the tier 4 thing in the tree. It ruined it. I ruined it for myself. Which one do I think I got rid of? So that AoE blast like goes right through these tree things, too? Like, how am I even supposed to see it's coming? I don't know who is casting it. He's like, it's like a big totem thing forever now.
When I'm ready, and not before.
I guess if I circle the outside forever. Summon all these skeletons. Wait, my frenzy guy's alive, but the other one's dead? We have frenzies? I'm trying to figure out if we have frenzies or power chargers. Alright, I think we almost got it down. Can I call this guy? Not quite 20%. Or 10%, I guess. I don't know if the gem is 10 or 20.
Unique.
Defeat a harvest boss. Wow, okay, I never did that before. Yeah, calling strike the gem is 10%. I guess you get 20% with the player ascendancy. Alright, what did I get from this? Yeah. Okay, so I get the fracture mod. So that was the thorn fruit. Sacrifice a weapon to create a belt with similar modifiers. Change a stack of essences into a different of the same tier. Wait, these are all super good. This one we want to save. Fracture a random modifier on an item with at least 5 modifiers, locking it into place. This can't be used on Influence, Synthesize, or Fracture. Okay, so sacrifice a weapon or armor to create a belt with similar modifiers. A belt with similar modifiers as a weapon? Is that good? Can I get extra golems? Like on one of these? On a belt? Will it work with this? No. It's gotta be a rare item only. I guess that would be OP. That would be too OP, right? What weapon modifiers would I want on a belt, though? Weapon or armor, though. Do you have to sacrifice it? I mean, I don't want to sacrifice this. You want something well rolled that doesn't have like maybe like this? But I mean, like, that's not even good. Maybe move speed boots? We'll deal with that. Armor strength. Yeah. Oh, it doesn't put the move speed on there. That's like totally worthless. Yeah. Well, I want to do the essences, I think. Different at the same tier, right? So these ones are all worth the most. 5, 2, 2, 3. Change the stack of essences to different type of the same tier. Did that even work? I guess that's worth more. I don't want to use it on these. I could use it on a Scorn maybe. I don't know, Scorn's pretty worth already. I could do it on one of like these though. Probably choose something that has a bigger stack. 2, 2. The dread. Like these ones are almost ready to upgrade, right? Could do this one maybe. Seems to be working out. I mean, the upgrade one would be probably better. Change the stack of catalysts. That's what these. So we want these top ones the most, right? 2, 4, 1.5. I guess that one's kind of worth. Is that better? I don't think that one worked out for me. Tribute modifiers on a ring? I guess I could do that one too. Want the turbulence? Okay, whatever. Reforge the color of 2 random sockets on item, turning them red and blue. Yes, okay. Alright, well I saved the important one. Alright, so this is sacrifice a map, weapon enchantment, physical, they both have physical in it. This one's cool, the Wild Chieftain. To put influence stuff on the map. But it's not that great. I guess I could do this one.
When I'm ready and not before.
Guarantee.
Hopefully I can do this without dying.
Unique.
I'll just stay up here. That should
Unique.
work, right? Okay, this one has remove a random fire modifier, so we need to save that one actually. Alright, let me use some of my station here. Like I can use change a div card, right? And then change a unique jewel, we could use that one. I think I had one in here somewhere, yeah. This was fun. Leave one. Alright. Add a random influence. Body armor. 4 socket. Okay. Ooh, chaotic disposition. Actually, that actually worked out. That's cash money right there. Remove a random fire modifier, right? From an item. So an like this is like an annulment that targets a specific thing. So that's like pretty good. This is just like running a chaos. This one is also good because it allows me to remove a non-physical and add a physical. So it's an annulment. It's a specific annulment and then a specific slam. So that's good too. These reforged ones, like whatever. Change a stack of catalysts into a different type. Yeah, we were just doing that. I can change this one again, right? Attribute modifiers. Elemental damage, we probably don't care about that. So that's profit right there. Change the stack of essences again. Change the stack of fossils into a different type of fossil. Might have a smaller stack size though. This is all gambles. It's gambles. What's kind of a worthless one? Two. Dense fossils, I guess? And then from dense to frigid, that's not really much. Essences again. Change the stack into a different tier. I guess I can do these. Red, that's better. I sold some Rage last one. Sacrifice a map to get 3 Xana Atlas missions based on its color. So 3 red missions would be a red map, right? Is that how it works? I can sacrifice a red map, right? And again. And then sacrifice a map to gain 3 Einhar Atlas missions. That's also really good too, right? Okay. I guess it's this one again. Okay. And then this plot has nothing in it. That's... How many battles is that? Two stations? There's 3 stations. That's pretty good. That was a pretty good one. Usually it's not that many.
And not before.
That was the best harvest I've seen so far, so maybe it is worth getting the Atlas thing if you can beat it, though. It's insane. I might not have been able to beat that. That's like one of the hardest things I've seen in this entire game so far. So I don't know, maybe I didn't play Harvest League, so I'm not sure which builds were really doing well against that.
I need more mana.
Coastal Hideout? Do I not have that?
Guarantee.
I mean, it's more monsters to kill, I guess, than a map, so might as well do it anyway.
Guarantee.
Only gonna take a few seconds. I'm gonna get lightning destroyed. Yeah, that was it. It tells you when it's clear too, so it's pretty easy.
Too much clutter.
These guys are the Orb of Storms. You can't shock me, bro. No shock happening here. Yeah. I need to get rid of this stuff. Wait, not this one. That's a cell.
May the darkness spare you.
Just go in there. Stuff gets affinity'd. There's not enough room for this item? Are you serious? No. Okay. Rogue markers are kind of valuable.
I'm up!
I don't know if I'm gonna go for the trinket. I don't think I need a heist trinket this league. I'm not gonna be doing that many heists, I don't think. But I should probably get this, get the slot unlocked and stuff. Because if I do a blueprint that drops one, I'd probably sell pretty good.
Guarantee.
Because it should be even more rare this league. Because people aren't really going to be able to fracture unlimitedly unless they're buying rogue markers. These guys kind of hit hard, huh? Animate Guardian's out here with me. Get in there, bro. What are you doing? He's like chilling out with me. He's like, I'll let the golems handle this one. Okay, we got all the rituals done, so I guess I'll summon the skeletons now. These guys can get in there.
Guaranteed Z returns.
Nice.
Must improve.
Also got crazy harbingers in the boss room. I love it. What a fun league for all sorts of random craziness, right? Queen of the Forest? Not 6-link though, so not that big of a deal. Take the 2 chaos. There's a real Val temple from back in the day in here. Guess we should take that because I haven't completed that yet. This is the chaos. I think this is worth more. Okay. 5-link staff, LUL. I guess I should do this heist. Taking up too much space in my inventory here. But yeah, we got 5 more maps to go. Who do I have to talk to for this contract? Nobody? Just do it.
Just don't get in my way.
Sometimes I hate.
Just don't get in my way.
Okay. I did have to talk to someone. I didn't see it on the mini-map.
Yeah.
Maybe
When
I
I'm
messed
ready
up.
and not before.
Who put you in a bad mood?
This is a level 80 records office,
Wasn't
so
worth it, was it?
might be kind of dangerous, actually.
Stop them!
And you'll miss it.
Fragments, though? I guess I'll take fragments.
With your lives!
Could get, like, shaper and stuff.
Before they make too much noise.
Guaranteed.
Or scarabs, I guess, are also good.
Surrender or die! Those clackers.
I need more mana.
Hey,
No
you!
problem.
Guaranteed.
Hold the line!
Heist guys are kind of
Not
tanky.
quick, but not hard.
Maybe not as bad as
Guaranteed.
that tier 4.
I command you to stop!
That tier 4 was rough.
Who put you in a bad mood?
I
Tier
command
4
you to
harvest.
stop! In line.
Blink, and you'll miss it.
That's where you gotta test your build out.
Die!
Ready yourselves!
We got company.
On hardcore, did people just not even do tier 4?
Unique.
Guaranteed.
Unique.
Seems too rippy. Is that all the big rooms?
You trying to get us caught?
Stop!
Really
Guaranteed.
excellent currency there it is.
Formation.
Might need to bail soon.
Halt!
Okay. Well, that's all we can do.
Those clackers.
Yeah.
No father!
Yeah.
I think. Go
I
hit one
see
more.
you!
Easy.
Meet your end! Intruder!
Guaranteed.
Rook, run! Hold the line! Stop them!
Guaranteed.
Currency.
Guaranteed.
Thieves, die!
Guaranteed.
Yeah!
It's
Yeah!
an elk. I guess I need an elk.
Just keep him off me!
I'm not completely to the point where I was in
I'll fight
in
you.
in
I'll bloody do it, mate.
When I'm ready
in
and
Heist
not
League where I
before.
was like I'm not picking up anything except for exalts. Basically. We got like really ridiculous. Alright, which way do I have to go? I don't remember which way to go now.
With your lives! Justice demands your death!
I'll fight you. I'll bloody do it, mate.
Ouch.
I see you!
Alright, it's this way.
For your honor! Just keep him off me!
Ah!
For your honor! Remember your training! Seize them!
Don't make me hurt
Your
you.
head! To the death!
Got that Val Molten Shell tank up right there.
Five!
Unique.
With your lives!
I'm dropping a bunch of gear for
Okay.
Rock!
My heist dudes. Wonderful. Wait a minute, let's just get out of here. I hate that they made the heist area public location. It like slows down the game so much. Oh shit, I forgot to turn in the thing. Whoops. I guess I gotta get these uniques over here. At least some of them. They're probably not worth that much. Okay. These are uniques. Profane proxy, kind of worth. Alright, I guess I'm wasting a Rogue Harbor coin marker.
Many thanks, Exile. See you.
Okay.
When I'm ready and not before.
Alright, what time is it? 10:30? We're gonna do 3 episodes tonight, right? Start 11, 12, 1, 2. Yeah, we should start pretty soon, I think. How's everybody feeling? Should we get into the expanse mode soon? Expanse mode soon. I haven't done this at all. Have I done this one at all? No. This is a new map. A new map. Reflect physical. Need to roll that one over. Temp chains is a little annoying, I guess. Vulnerability, monster life. Chain, that's like... I mean, we could do it. -9 isn't great. Rogue Exile's Frenzy. Right. That's easy. But it changed into this craziness. Vulnerability chain. Beyond. There's no reflect though, right? Yeah. Just beyond. Beyond is fine. Okay. So I could switch these respecters out to like zombies too, but zombies also died a ton, even with the minion life, so I'm not sure what to do with those guys. Once you get to red maps, they're just worthless. A little unfortunate. Look at all these Einhar missions I got from Harvest. Pretty good. I guess we should throw a beast into tier 16. Get some good beast crafts this league, maybe. All I gotta do is sacrifice a map for 3 beast crafts. It's 3 beast missions.
Oops, clumsy me.
Pretty good.
I'm up!
Okay, wait that one out. So this style of map, by the way, is perfect for phasing because it's like a one-lane pathway to get into the areas. So I'm gonna phase through it. That your minions are in a good position. As long as I don't get one shot running through the pack,
When I'm ready and not before.
which shouldn't happen most of the time. Porcupine's a little annoying.
Ready, Exile?
Also
It
red
is
beast.
time to hunt!
You know, I probably should actually save my beast for, there's one section where you can get a ton of beast crafting stuff. Or beast boosting map stuff.
Great job, Exile. I
How's that,
now will
though?
take the captured beast to the menagerie.
I got the Firestorm, Beyond guy.
Guarantee.
Unique.
He is a hard hitter for sure. A little rough. Oh, is this the one with like 2 bosses? Did I get that crafting recipe? Oh, and the boss is in the ritual?
Joyous conflict. Begin the quickening. Open the void. Fight longer.
These Maven circles. Now.
Life prolonged.
Guarantee.
So Maven like makes the bosses tank everything so hard. It's crazy. He gives like life and life regen and heals them. Becomes like a super long boss fight.
Unique.
Or like what would normally be relatively easy. Relatively easy quick fight becomes a super long dangerous encounter because of all the
Easy
healing.
returns.
Okay, here's the other one. Probably store up a second sun thing, but
Double it.
so he's gonna be in the rituals now too. I got double boss in the ritual now.
One more new toy.
Guarantee.
Okay. This way, I guess.
When I'm ready and not before.
We will be best friends, Beast, until we slaughter you!
Good old Einhar. Always
need more mana.
making it seem so much brighter than it really is. Imagine how dark and dreary the world of Path of Exile is. All the evils and monsters and craziness. And then you got Einhar out here just happy hunting. Oh god, is this a Beyond guy again? We got Einhar working for us.
Guarantee.
that flesh offering going. You got a Val side area too. Some beefy maps.
Guarantee.
You have been captured, beast. You will be a survivor. Or you
Guarantee.
food.
Oh my god, what the heck?
Off you go, little beast. Oh, that was
Now
a
there's the
juicy
second
one,
beast.
Exile.
I thought I was good. There's another beast behind it.
Guarantee.
Ow. I was trying to dash away from that.
That was a hunt you will not soon forget. You're welcome. Goodbye.
It's a crazy Beyond guy again.
When I'm ready and not before.
The Beyond guys can be kind of brutal. Certain tiers for certain builds. I do not have a high life pool, so one shot is always a risk, for sure. Yeah. The hammers. The hammers are coming for me. There's like a strong damage over time coming from these totems, maybe? Okay, that was the last one. Well, I put 2 bosses in there and then killed them, so I guess it's no big deal. Maybe it made the rituals longer to happen.
Guarantee.
I'm still not sure if if doing the boss first and then going back and doing all the other rituals
Guarantee.
Much clutter.
potentially could give you more tribute.
Guarantee.
Wait. Here we go. 25 monsters remain. Okay. Really good then. We got a 23 quality reckoning. Critical strikes, faster attacks, wand. Probably not the thing you want on the wand. You probably want faster casting. Might be selling this for 35C. Got an opal ring. Torment, scarab. Oh, this is a new base again. Although I think this is like the worst one, right? People using this? Doesn't look like it. This mace's base item is 10. Okay, I need a portal. A lot of
Good day.
jewelers. Oops, I put the portal in there.
When I'm ready and not before.
So that counted as a boss too, right? Excavation. Alright, I guess maybe I'll sell this base. Okay. Maybe the bases will sell. What's something that I've had in here for a while? This. This one I think should go on this one. And then this becomes 5, I guess.
Good day.
And what was this one? Probably 5. We put it in 10. Alright. You all have me on mute? What's going on? Where is the crew tonight? Am I doing Palace? Did I do this one yet? I did both of these. Not on mute? Okay. You're playing? Are you actually playing? Wow, you got some levels. Nice. Reflect Fizz is not good. Desecrated Ground's a little scary, but I have pretty high life regen. So, I also have this, by the way. I got the Surging Vitality, so gives me life regen and I get the 10% life. It's basically like the Guardian node, but maybe not as powerful, but still pretty good. Hey, what up, Captain Wales? How you doing? How's your Saturday? How'd your week go? Hopefully you're surviving part 2 of the pandemic overtime. Whatever you want to call it. A new age of pandemics.
When I'm ready and not before.
Where slightly under half of the country still decides to completely ignore the fact that there's a deadly airborne disease that is killing millions of people.
Our promised land.
I'm doing great though. We're nobody's gotten sick this year. You know, we got a little trouble in schoolwork. We gotta work on in some places. Attention span is an issue for young children. But I haven't lost my job yet, which is good.
Guarantee.
Luckily, big businesses still need voice recognition systems during a pandemic. So maybe a little lucky that I work at a place like that. But yeah, everything's pretty stable. For the most part.
Unique.
What the heck? So, I mean, I'm still trying to avoid public places, pretty much. Because every time I go out, I still see people, like, walking around with no mask. Crazy.
Guarantee.
I just want to do what they do in
Guarantee.
whenever people talk about like politics, when it's like the two-party system and the other party loses, they're all just like, oh, get over it, you know, it's only 4 years type of thing, you know. I want to do that, but with the people that, you know. It's like, we all have to wear masks now, get over it.
When I'm ready and not before.
Glad to be thankful for it. You don't know how kids are expected to sit on a computer all day? Yeah, I mean, well, I guess it's good practice for real life because I sit on a computer all day. So they're probably going to have to do it eventually. Just a little bit of a losing some of the innocence of your childhood, having to gain extra responsibility at a young age because of, I don't know. Because of these rich politicians.
Guarantee.
Yeah. You had to ask the same guy to keep his mask on about 5 times today? Yeah, it's so horrible, man. It's 2021. You still can't have any respect for your fellow neighbors. Your fellow people of the world.
Contest until death.
It's still a straight up, I don't care about anybody but myself.
Grasping coils. Absorb pain.
Z returns.
Summit, nice. Yeah. I mean, I'm still in the same spot I was before. I don't understand it. Alright, how about a 5-link Pillar of the Cage God VPR? You want that? Why do I keep getting those? Seriously. Area of effect, attack speed, and physical weapon damage per 10 strength. Dexterity, so you just like stack all of the stats, and you get a bunch of physical AoE. Attack speed. Not be cursed with silence. Minions have increased life. And a cost of skills. And you're an accuracy rating. Not be cursed with silence and area effect. Wow. A lot of stuff. I don't know if it's worth that though. This is stupid. Mortal Hope has only 2/3 of a Mortal Hope though. Alnatal is kind of worth. Tormented Scarab, and this is worth 2. This is worth 2, and this is worth 2.8. So I guess it's this first, and then I would take the Chaos, but I don't have it, so one of these next. Oh, you're doing the Spell Echo
When I'm
build.
ready and not before.
Pledge of Hands is the staff that's like just Pledge Spell Echo. That's what it is. Okay, I think I saw Badger doing Ball Lightning with that actually. Ball Lightning Inquisitor. He was playing earlier. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, I think I'm just getting all the life nodes still though. Oh, we've hit 4,000 life, it's a miracle. A witch has hit a somewhat respectable endgame life pool at level 84, running tier 16 maps. It's amazing. So, you wear a mask all day, people can't be bothered to wear it for 10 minutes. Someone else dying because you can't be bothered to properly wear a mask, yeah. I mean, I still see people on social media that are like, why do we care? Because it's only a 1%, like, you know, death rate or whatever. I'm like, do you know what 1% of the world's population is? Or 1% of the United States population is? I mean, that's not even true. It's more than that. But, like, even if it was still only 1%, you're okay with, like, millions of people dying? It's, like, it's the weirdest argument I've ever heard. Like, when people go, oh, it's only 1%. It's like the flu, you know? It's not a big deal. People die every day. You know? The difference is like, you know, you personally aren't, you know, affecting the rates with the flu. But you are personally affecting the rates if you're walking around outside being a super spreader. Man. Back in the day, the super spreader would have been like... It would have been, you know, if this was middle school, like if we treated political issues like middle school, which sometimes it seems like we do in this country, which is kind of hilarious, but also very sad. But if we treated it like middle school, the super spreaders would be like the smelly kids that everybody was like, hey, you need to take a shower eventually. Like, you know, back in the 80s movies when they do like middle school coming of age movies, where it's like the everyone goes to camp and there's always the one like trope of like the kid that never takes a shower the whole time, and then everybody like stays away from them because of that. That's the treatment that the super spreaders need. They need like a little bit of a, you know, they need a little like old-fashioned peer pressure. You know?
When I'm ready.
That's how they should be treated. They should be treated like, hey, you know, you're ruining it for everyone. So. Yeah, I don't know. It's just crazy. You would think people would like figure it out by now. Like, even if you were like a super Trump supporter and everything, you know, and you were just like, I can deal with COVID if I got it, and I don't care about anybody else that I ever come in contact with dying, right? I believe everything Trump says, even if they like shut down all of his social media accounts, and like he gets impeached twice, and they didn't drag him out of the office kicking and screaming. I was a little disappointed about that, because that would have been actually entertaining. Like, he actually just straight up left for real. But he should have been arrested. Even after all of that, people are still like, no, he was right. Is that really, like... Oh. I mean, I guess if he's a full-blown like head of the white supremacy, I guess it makes sense for that type of behavior, though, right? Because then you already believe in, you know, only a certain, you know, race of people surviving every other race. So since the people of color in this country are not as good in terms of finances and healthcare, probably take your chances with having a bunch of them die to a disease, to a virus, even if you lose some of your own people in the process. But wow, that's just such a dark dystopian, like, how could that be the best strategy? Alright, I guess this is the last map. Well, I kind of just leveled. Maybe I'll, should I try to do that Phoenix map, maybe? I want to do, like, one kind of big. I could also wait till Wednesday, maybe. I don't know, I'll probably play before then, though, so... I feel like I should get it on stream. And then we can watch The Expanse.
When I'm ready and not before.
We'll call this the last regular map. 'Cause I think I'm not gonna be able to do 3 more and 2 more bosses. It's gonna be too much, I think. Get the next Maven fight too. One of our failings of the Guardian build was the Phoenix. So we need to avenge the Guardian.
Guarantee.
We're even wearing some of the same gear the Guardian was wearing, so do like an actual avenge. He still faces the DA and MIC, trying to pursue him.
I need more mana.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have much confidence that they'll be able to, you know, both indict him and then also bring him to trial and successfully, you know what I mean, get him to do time. It's more likely that, you know, he pays some money or something, I don't know.
I'm up!
Politicians have been getting away with so much, like, the stuff that everybody else would be normally arrested for. Like, what would you have to do in your job to get fired? You know what I mean? What would you have to do in your job to get fired? I guarantee you, if you acted like Donald Trump did for the last 4 years, there'd be 0 jobs in the world that would keep you hired. But yet, it's somehow acceptable for the United States presidency. That's a pretty low bar. I would have definitely been fired if I did any of this stuff.
Grasping coils. Rochaffa!
This can kind of be a dangerous boss, so definitely don't want him to tank up and hit me.
Grasping coils. Absorb pain.
Alright, we gotta go through here. Everyone's still alive, so somehow this build is actually good.
Fight for survival.
Necromancer might still be better, because you could, at the top end, you could run a bunch of auras too. You don't get the respawning golems, I guess, but they never really die anyway, so that quality of life is like
Absorb
not
pain.
that necessary.
Grasping coils. One more new toy.
It's nice though, but so they think he'll be acquitted second time during the insurrection. It's crazy how a black cop used
When
the
I'm ready
racist
and
fueled
not
hatred
before.
to lure them away from the Senate chambers. Yeah, right. They're like, hey, look, a black guy, go after him. I mean, I think they were planning on using the gallows for Pence and Pelosi, right? I think that was the original intention, but I mean, if anybody made it into the thing, they probably would have been happy. 4 div cards, wow, that's, don't spoil me like that. The Elder Oil, one-handed sword. We got some Kiruis. 2 chaos, so that's worth 5 chaos, really? What about this one? Emerald Oil for 2. Chayula Splinters. That's pretty good too, actually. Maybe I should take the Chayula Splinters. 1500. I have a lot of tribute, actually. I could take all of those, right? Guess I'll take the oils too, maybe. Scarabs are kind of hard to come by. Wait, disembowering is 56 chaos, really? I don't think that's gonna sell for anything, but it does have life and 2 resistances, so maybe. Yeah, Ritual's pretty good. You don't even have to leave the zone. Beyond and like all the stuff that buffs pack size and stuff like that just like juices it even more. So it works perfect synergy with those type of things. And then you just, you know, you just do it at that point. And then whatever you get in the loot. Today maybe wasn't the greatest loot, but I've gotten Exalts, I've gotten 10 Chaos a bunch of different times. You know, I got a 21-23 gem in there. Yeah, I've seen a bunch of good stuff. And then all the different base types and things are kind of cool if you're looking for that specific stuff. Ritual, I have a bunch of ritual splinters too. I mean, I could start using these things. Was AOC there though? AOC was in the capital that day? On the 80s cartoon subreddit, someone has been posting blocks of cartoons from the 80s and 90s where he also includes the commercials. Oh man, the commercials from back in the day. Those commercials are so ridiculous sometimes. Bell Temple. This one might be a little scary. With more monster life too. I don't think Burning Ground affects me though, right? Can't be ignited. Okay, so Forge of the Phoenix. Let's take a look at this Forge of the Phoenix map. It doesn't give any completions or anything. It's like its own extra thing. But I have to, so let's just test this out real quick. So I don't think that, where's my exclamation point? This Maven encounter,
When I'm ready.
I
and
can't
not
even
before.
activate it, right? The Maven has not witnessed enough map bosses, right? But if I put the Phoenix in there, then I can witness it, right? And then it'll get on there. I think that's how it works. Do I want to juice my first attempt at Phoenix? So this is more rare monsters, monster damage, unique boss has increased life. That's terrible for this, right? Do we really want to juice this like that? Vulnerability is terrible. Alright, increase crit multi, cannot leech. My minions leech though, right? Can't do reflect. Rare monsters, movement, speeds, pack, nemesis. Okay, that's fine. And this one we don't have to corrupt because it's just a regular map. Alright, this might be stupid. Might be like actually stupid, but let's just check it out. Let's try it. Here we could juice it a little bit more. Let's throw some fragments in there. Haven't really been doing that, but okay. I haven't done the Legion encounter to give me the bigger one yet either. About to do that now that I have a build that maybe can do it. Okay. Nemesis. You gonna watch the block with your child? Nice. Alright, I'm gonna take some chance orbs with me, and if we see any belts in there, since it's Nemesis mod.
One of my captors refused redemption. He did not see value in a new life. Now, new life surrounds him.
We're coming for you, Shaper. Soon. Yeah, the good thing about the Guardian maps is they are mostly linear. No, they are actually decent maps to, if you were gonna like repeatedly run a map, it would be pretty profitable probably to constantly run these. You just have to have a build obviously that can kill all the Guardians, no problem though.
Guarantee.
Could be a little questionable. I mean, the power
Currency.
level of the game is definitely higher than it used to be, so I don't really think like the Shaper fight is that bad anymore. But Cyrus is still challenging for me. Haven't done Maven yet, so we'll see what that happens. I'm gonna try to do that. Later,
Unique.
though. I heard the Maven fight itself wasn't really that bad, but the 10 boss encounter is insane. And the like juiced, having a whole bunch of juiced bosses all the time when Maven wants to watch it. It's kind of crazy. I just love volatile flame bloods.
Currency.
Alright, the fact that we already beat the Thorn Fruit, though, the tier 4 seed, gives me confidence that this build can do all content at its current state, even though I only have 4,000 health. So, but it's not like I don't have a ton of health on my gear. I do. I'll have all the life notes by like level 90 though, right? I think. 6 more. 6 more life notes. Could have a good amount maybe. Hopefully Phoenix is not in the ritual. Although I think the Maven version will still be harder probably than the ritual version. Everybody alive right now? Yeah. I'm impressed. My minions are good. They're doing the thing. Alright, I guess I'm gonna put a portal right here. Didn't see any chancing bases whatsoever. Okay. Here we go. This is the big test for the night. Can I kill Guardians?
When I'm ready and not before.
Murder this anomaly.
Maven Juice
Begin the
Guardians.
quickening. Take vitality. Atrophy flesh.
I do have a good bunch of elemental
Take vitality.
because I'm an elementalist. So I can't get hit by ailments, and I have the Aegis. I have a bunch of extra reduction because of elemental.
Yes. Atrophy flesh.
I'm gonna try to do Culling Strike on him when I get closer. I love how my AG like stands away from him too. Like he knows his role. He's like, I don't know if I'm hitting this guy. I'll just buff everybody from slightly outside of where the battle's going on. Good job. That's like exactly what I want you to do. Don't get yourself killed.
Begin the quickening. Atrophy flesh.
You got increased movement speed on this monster movement speed, so he's a little fast. I remember if this was like last league or the league when I first beat Shaper, movement speed on like Chimera or any of the Guardians really is kind of like terrible. Cause oh my god, what killed me? It was like because they just cast so many more times. They just get crazy cast over and over again. Hitter bots is what I'm missing, right? Alright, well, you know. I died during a Guardian fight. That's never happened before. Okay. He TP'd me? Yeah. That is true. Alright, well the good thing about Golems is I don't need to charge it back up. We're like full power all the time. You know?
Fight faster! Open the void!
It's Maven! It's Maven!
Life!
It's Maven it's not even Phoenix. That's why I didn't see it that last time. That's Maven shooting me with that. I'll rip my XP. That's Maven. That wasn't even... That's why... Because I was like, wait a minute, he wasn't doing his charge move. Because he's only got that one big AoE. You know?
Fight faster!
Yeah, see, Maven's like shooting these bombs.
Open the void!
When I'm ready and not before.
I'm low on flasks. Oh shit, I almost walked into his. You know, the funny thing is I might be able to survive his explosion. Because his explosion is AoE. I mean, is elemental. I think I can survive his hits, because it's all fire stuff. I think the worst thing is the Maven shots. I wonder what damage that is. It might be... I wonder if it's chaos damage or something.
Atrophy flesh!
It might just be a lot of damage too. It might just be way more damage than everything else in the game. I can't call him yet.
This is the key to a crucible that stretches the sanity of the mind.
Alright, Shaper. Well, that fight was way longer than it should have been because of Maven, so... Maven juicing is no joke. This is some terrible rewards, though, for this one. I guess I'll take the ambushes. Or it's just one ambush? This thing is not worse. I guess I could take that, too, but... I mean, I could take this for try to get a trigger wand. So this is kind of good, because you don't have to run the June missions if you don't want to, really. You can, like, pick the veils out of the ritual and then get them that way. To speed up your, getting your unveils done. Soft is probably not worth either, right? Nothing rewards on this one. Armor scraps, hilarious. Okay. The real reward was the Phoenix Fragment. Yeah, those blue balls are insane damage because they stack up too. You can get hit by more than one at once. So it's a little dangerous.
Exile.
Especially since I'm already dodging all of the Phoenix attacks, which probably will kill me very fast as well, right? Double damage, cast speed with the Arcane Surge, or double damage from Focus. Focus is not, like, never used that ever, so... I don't think this is, like, actually sellable, right?
Celerin.
I can put it in my 5 tab. Dun, 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 dun. I don't have any space. This is terrible. Okay. There we go. We're starting to work on it. I also dropped I got a Chiula Breachstone in a ritual, by the way. Because usually when you're stacking these up, these 3 happen the first, and then you own the toll, and then you get a Chiula. Just in terms of, like, rate of drops. But, oh, I should do my vessels, too. I forgot. I haven't even advanced this at all. Like, this extra thing here will be really good.
When I'm ready and not before.
May the darkness spare you.
This game didn't used to have this much stuff to do. This is another Exalt, right? 81 for Exalts right now. And I'm also getting a ton of shards because you can pretty regularly get Harbingers on maps now, especially in that one area. Which one is it? This one? No. It's Baldur's Rest. So you can get, like, lots of Harbingers very easily and then just repeatedly run Baldur's Rest. And you should end up with, like, a whole bunch of Exalted shards really easily. So this is just from running that, basically. Just from running Harbingers. And I didn't spend that much time in that area. I only did the 4 stones and then moved on. So, but I guess I'm getting random Harbingers in a couple of different spots. You can get it on the Sextants too. Yeah, so pretty much it's just gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more life nodes. And then I think that's it. By level 89. I guess this is also life, maybe? So level 90. So yeah, there's a lot to look at on that fight, so I'm not surprised I didn't see it the first time. I did see it on some of the other Maven encounter fights, but they didn't have as much going on as the Phoenix battle did, so it was easier to see that they were happening and dodge out of the way. It wasn't too bad. Oh, my Animate Guardian died. Damn. My Animate Guardian died. Right? Yeah. I can't respawn him. Damn. Damn. Level 24 Animate Guardian still gets roughed. With minion life support. Man, I don't know what to do then. That's like the most life I can put on him. Rip Animated Guardian for real. So I don't know, what should... I mean, plus 6 levels I thought was going to be great for Animate Guardian. Plus 6 levels is amazing. That's like perfect synergy with this build. I get plus 6 levels on the Molten Shell too. So I don't know what to replace these guys with then. If Spectres and Animate Guardian aren't good, then what do I do then? I mean, I can put the Molten Shell back here and then run Maim again instead of Animate Guardian. I get, with the right gear, I get more out of the Animate Guardian, and I can also get the King's Maker Fortify on all my minions eventually too. But if he's gonna die to Guardians, like, what is it? It's not even worth, you know? So, because the whole point of this build is to be able to beat up on the big bosses, you know? So I can't have people dying and me spending like Exalt's worth of gear again. So yeah, I guess I'll just roll with the Maim then. I still got the plus 6 for this Molten Shell. Because I don't want to Maim with the Raised Spectre. I need another blue gem that would be worth running. There's not really anything, right? I mean, I could put a Convocation down here, and then I can have Flame Dash, Calling Strike, and Second Wind, maybe? But I still need more mana to be able to dash so many times in a row anyway, so... As you can see, my mana like recharges like just in time for me to do another Flame Dash. So I don't think double Flame Dash would really be... I don't think it's gonna help that much. I won't be able to cast it until my mana regens anyway. Maybe at the very top end it'll work out better. Alright. I think it's time to get ready for the watch party.